All right, welcome. My name is Jennifer D. Tracy, and I am an independent AdvoCare distributor for the last 12 years. My first 6 years by myself, and my second 6 years with my fabulous husband that you'll hear from in just a little bit here. But I want to start out because you are listening right now because someone shared with you that there is an opportunity for you, a privilege. I call it a privilege after doing this for 12 years because it is never an obligation to share AdvoCare with anyone else. And I want to bring you back 12 years to when I very first said yes to AdvoCare, because I was a single mom at the time. I was working 2 jobs. I was a personal trainer. I was also cocktail waitressing at night. And when I said yes to AdvoCare, was because I wanted to help people get better results with their health and wellness, but I also wanted to create a better quality of life for my family. And as you can see on the screen, my first paycheck was $8.46. It really took thinking bigger and thinking more long term because I knew that everything big had to start small. And every story that you're going to hear tonight from myself, my husband, my good friend Wayne Johnson, and my good friend Mike Friedrich, we all started from zero and have made millions of dollars with AdvoCare. Now, that's not what everybody is looking for. We have people, we're all one big team, and we have people that are very, very happy and excited to bring $500 a month into their families and alongside their current career. And so, as you can see from the progression in my income, this is a work program, you guys, and we're going to share some things with you tonight that I really hope that you listen with open ears and seek to understand why is direct sales something that people look at to create freedoms in their life. Because this is what I see. What you see on your screen, when I think about direct sales, I see a mountain range. And you're going, why do you see that, Jennifer? Well, I see that because in the past 12 years, and as I've been a part of direct sales, sometimes we hear the word pyramid. And I actually love that word. I'm looking at one right in front of me on the screen here, and every business that I've ever seen is just like this. There's a CEO, and then there's upper level management and lower level management, and there's employees, and it goes down the pyramid. Exactly. Now, if you want to own Microsoft, do you ever get the opportunity to be Bill Gates? If you want to own Costco, do you ever get the opportunity to do that? We don't. And so what I looked at if I was willing to work, on myself and my personal growth, if I was willing to help others create solutions in their life that they could transform their health, then I could also help my family at the same time. And so what it looks like this. You are in the driver's seat here. You get to create, I call this a mountain range, and you are in control of creating a large mountain or a small mountain. We all are. Every single one of us as an independent distributor that you're going to hear on this video started at zero and built from zero. But we start at the top, and then you decide what you're going to build. And so with that said, I'm going to turn this over to my better half. As I told you, the first 6 years of AdvoCare, I was a single mom. I built this on my own up to $30,000 a month. And then I walked into this gym, and I met what was to be my future husband. And alongside my own independent AdvoCare business, he built one of his own.
Yeah, and I think it was probably 6 years that we built individually until we combined. But where I was a small business owner, spent a lot of money for a startup company. I think about $750,000, and my overhead per month was over 15 grand. And so, what I was doing from the outside looked like it was a success, but the reality was I was struggling. I was 5-6 years into the business, and I was still breaking even, and it was a tough business. And it really depended on the outside environment, the economy, how other things were doing. And so when Jennifer first brought AdvoCare to me, I really watched at the beginning And I saw that the products worked, and I owned a gym, so I was utilizing the products. But to be honest, for about 2 years, I was in a position where I just wasn't teachable. And so it wasn't until about 2.5 years in that I saw we had both gone on a vacation. I was gone for about 2 weeks, I think, and she stayed an extra week and flew in her kids and came back and had her biggest paycheck of her life, $15,000 that month. And I came back and I had a really horrible month. And so that was when it opened my eyes to, what a business like AdvoCare could do, where you start to build a residual income and where you start to build an army that are working with you instead of you working for yourself. And so from that point, it took about 9 months and I caught up to what she was doing, making about $15,000 a month. And then we grew from there. So it was a great opportunity. And for those of you that are really looking at something like this, again, you're not in business by yourself. When you're doing something like this, you're marching in a team. So because of Wayne Johnson's yes, I'm going to turn it over to him and kind of let him explain his story. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about the science and the safety and the credibility. And really, as a gym owner, I was a professional athlete as well. This was one of the things that really, when I dove into AdvoCare, why it was different from some of the other supplements out there. And it was really the science behind it. Because of my background, I had done some study and I knew who Stanley Dudrick was. He created the intravenous feeding solution that was in all the hospitals. And William Kramer won the Lifetime Achievement Award through American College of Sports Medicine that I had studied through. So these doctors really spoke volumes when I started looking. They were very well known in their respected fields within the medical industry. Different fields like pharmacology, toxicology, men's health, women's health, all kinds of different things that come together to create synergistic products. Now, on top of that, they have testing. But what really got me, because I was a professional athlete and I saw how the other industries worked as far as supplementation, is most companies pay their endorsers, they pay their athletes. And I saw this athlete after athlete, sometimes they weren't even taking products. And the way that AdvoCare works is they pay their athletes through supplements. They don't pay them actual money. And so that was really huge when I was taking a look at, why would these athletes use this? And if it's good enough for a professional athlete, then of course it's going to be good enough for the regular person. So now I think is when I turn it over to Wayne, and I'm going to let him share his story.
All right. Thanks, guys. Nate, Jen, appreciate you guys. And your yes definitely changed our business, changed AdvoCare in terms of your credibility of knowing products and transforming people. And that's really about what a team is all about, and coming together and helping mass amounts of people. But to take you back in January 2003 is when I first heard about AdvoCare. And you can see now by that picture, there's a whole lot of kids in that picture. Married at the time, I had only one daughter. I was working as an IT consultant, traveling, really just caught up in, kind of the rat race where I had a great income, but I really didn't have time. And when the thing that I saw was 5, 10, 15 years down the road, my oldest daughter was only 18 months at the time, is now a 17-year-old. I saw those 10 years down the road. I was like, gosh, these kids are going to grow and get older. And am I going to be home? And am I going to be able to spend time with them? Am I going to be able to invest this time that I want to be a dad with them? And when I looked at where my career path was going, it really wasn't going to do that for me. And so I saw AdvoCare, and really my story is really about Plan B part-time and the ability to build that. But what I quickly found is, you can see in that first check, it was a whopping $12, but I caught the vision. I saw other people having success. The first year it was an extra $29,000. And that's really where I thought, wow, this Plan B part-time, if I start helping other people build Plan B part-times, what could happen to my income? And you can see over the last 15 years, it's grown to where the last 6 years, it's paid us over $1 million a year. And if you look at the next slide here, this is really what I caught a vision for, and this is what I want you to catch a vision for, is to be able to leverage your time. And this is what's called the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. He's a world-renowned financial expert. And this is really, there's 4 ways you can earn income here. And you'll see up in the top left quadrant, there's employees, and that means that you have a job. So I was an employee. I was also self-employed sometimes because I worked as an IT consultant. But on that left side of the quadrant, all those people are trading time for dollars. So remember, you have to show up in order to get paid. And so I was over there, and also a statistic there is 95% of the people in the country earn 5% of, or have 5% of the wealth that are on the left side of the quadrant. So it's a lot of people, and not a lot of wealth is flowing on that side. And so when I first heard about AdvoCare, I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to be able to bridge over to this other side and really into that business owner mode. But as you heard from what Nate was saying, and so many other people I know that have owned businesses, the businesses really own them. They have leases, overhead, all these things. And so what I saw with AdvoCare is it's a system that would work for you alongside of what you're already doing. And it allowed it over the last 15 years, along with just hundreds of other people that we've helped, be able to take care of their employees, self-employed, get paid there, but be able to build a business on the side that potentially could be a full-time business. And, you know, another statistic that I think is so powerful right now, as far as a plan B, is the next slide, is, you know, just along the lines of, even if you have a great job, because back 15 years ago, most of my friends were like, you know, Wayne, you make great money. You have a job that I would want, and you got all these things going on. But really, you know, again, I was looking futuristically. I was looking down 5, 10, 20 years, and I was like, what I'm doing right now, is it really going to get me where I want to be? And right now, this is a statistic out of bankingrates.com, and it says 33% of Americans have zero retirement savings, and another 23% have less than 10K. So that's over half of America has, 56% of America has less than $10,000 saved for retirement. So the thing is, again, we're talking about not making millions of dollars. We're just talking about being able to set up this plan B part-time to be able to build some wealth, build some cushion into your life, and then potentially go from there. But this other slide is the last one I'm going to show you guys before I share a couple other stories here. You know, this is really the vision that I caught. You know, over there in that circle on the left, that's you. That's working your 40 hours a week job, right? You're employee, self-employed. So you're putting your time in, you're getting paid, you're taking care of your family, you're taking those things. But here's what can happen in AdvoCare is, if you can build this 6 to 10 hours a week, for most people, that's probably like watching TV, you know, cutting out TV, 10 hours a week of doing what we'll teach you and show you in the success system that we have. And then if you start to get other people started, you know, these could be friends, family, other people that you know. But here's what could happen. If you just had 3 other people working with you in conjunction, all of a sudden you have 40 hours a week on your AdvoCare business, and you're putting 40 hours a week in your other, you know, job. And that combination starts to compound, and that's what starts to build. And that is really what happens at AdvoCare, is you're helping all these people compound it out, where, you know, I look at our business now, and we probably have 1,000 hours being worked every week on our AdvoCare business that we're personally not working on, and that's the residual income. So I'm going to share one quick story, because I think these guys kind of are really one of the key people that I see when I talk about Plan B, part-time, just the cushion, and someone that had a full life. My friends, the Trianas out of Ventura, California, you know, when I met them, they were restaurant owners. They own this Italian restaurant in Ventura, California. He was a paint contractor, coach. They had 4 kids. I don't even know how many grandkids they have now, but you know, just some photos. He's a head baseball coach. That's from their league title last year at Ventura High School. And, you know, just a full life, but they've caught the vision of this Plan B, part-time, in the gaps of your life, being able to build a residual income that can fund retirement, fund some fun things, and potentially grow. But right now, it's just been this great thing for them over the last 10 years that they've been a part of AdvoCare to fill in the gaps. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to one of my great friends, Mike Friedrich, and another one that said yes to the opportunity and really changed our business when they came on board, and what they were able to accomplish and the amount of people they were able to help. So Mike, take it away.
Great. Thanks, Wayne Train. You know, there's sometimes the date that AdvoCare finds you, and then there's the date that you find AdvoCare. And the date that AdvoCare found us initially was in 2005. And I'm going to show a picture here in just a moment of where we were specifically in terms of our career path. But in 2005 is when we got started on the products. We loved them. I was in corporate America working as a sales director for a nationwide life insurance brokerage. And my wife, Janelle, had just opened up her hair salon. And, you know, that really was what we thought our career path at the time. And so we were just happy product users for 4 years. And, as things really started to shift for us in terms of like as we were getting older, we realized that our life was not getting any further down the road of where we wanted to go. It was not progressing. We were in fact going backwards financially, and we found ourselves $135,000 of just after 5 years of just grinding it out of owning the hair salon. And so when we said yes to the opportunity, if you could advance the slide, you're going to see really where we started. And this is Janelle's salon on the left-hand side. And like Nate said, if you were looking on the outside looking in, we had it all together. We had the American dream. We owned a business. But we quickly found out that business owns us. And, we realized that, if we kept doing this, we were not going to get to where we want. And most often as a self-employed professionals, we jump into a business because we think it's going to free us from the limitations of working for someone else. But what we found out was that that business was actually starting to own us. And so again, very part-time, we were building this 6 to 10 hours a week, like Wayne said. And in our first year, if you want to go back to that income progression, sorry, Jen, was a little over $16,000. And then our second full year in the business was over $100,000. And then, 2012 is when it really started to take off. But we were very, very consistent with that. And, allowed us to get in a position where, we could buy our first home. We started a family 4 years ago, and those are 2 boys. Noah, who's 2.5, and Josiah, who's now 4.5, and got a baby girl on the way, coming in the next 7 months. So our family's grown. We're not quite where Wayne and Bethany are at. That's going to take a lot longer. But, we really are able to now do things that we weren't able to do before. So in the next slide, again, I want to show you, because I think sometimes you hear these stories of, making $1 million or close to that per year. But it's also helpful to know that where you see us now is not where we started. And Jen was alluding to this, but on the right-hand side is where we were living, in this little 800 square foot apartment. And we were, it was very humble beginnings. And we started our business in this little apartment. And we have a dream that one day we were going to be able to own a home. And we just, again, started sharing a little bit with the few hours a week that we had. And, there's this book that I started reading called The E-Myth. And it was a book that was recommended to Janelle when she first owned her salon, and I ended up reading it. But it really talked about how when you have a business, ideally you want to set up systems in place so that the things that got you good at your profession, there's a lot of other things that you have to do to run the business. And a lot of those things are outside of your understanding. And so how do you create those systems? And this is the beauty of what we found in AdvoCare. In the next slide, you're going to see in many times you see as a self-employed professional. And so if you own a business or you used to own a small business, you know what I'm talking about here. There's a lot that goes on. You think of just a hair salon, right? But there's so many things behind the scenes that you don't necessarily even see. And the self-employed professional will more often than not find themselves, dealing with lease, employees, inventory, payroll. I mean, I won't read them all, but you can see there's a lot there. And when we looked at AdvoCare, we realized that, what? All we had to do was to become a distributor for $59. We attended Success School, which was our big national sales convention. So we got down to Texas, and then, product inventory and, the other aspects of running a business from home, like your cell phone, those are all, pieces of running a business that we already were paying for anyway. And so if you look at what AdvoCare has been able to do, in fact, our founder, Charlie Reagan, in 1993, he built this so that he could take a lot of those risks away from us. So if you look at AdvoCare as a business, there really isn't a whole lot of risk per se. But if you can imagine, if you were running a small business, can you imagine having to, create your own products or, deal with research and development, advertising? I mean, there's so much there. And suddenly, if you're a self-employed person, the business that you know so well and had mastered, it becomes that plus a dozen other jobs that you don't even know how to do. And, we've been able to help a ton of people. And I want to share this one quick story of some good friends of ours down in Salt Lake City, Utah. We got Aaron and Jess Conger. And we were introduced to them through a good friend of mine and Janelle's, Jeff Nelson. And, Aaron and Jeff, they met Jeff as personal trainers. And then they started building a business now. They've got 3 kids, and Aaron is now a non-surgical spine specialist. He's a doctor of osteopathic medicine in Salt Lake City, Utah. And Jess was able to walk away from being a trainer, personal trainer, so that she could, raise her 3 kids at home. And you could see her income, when they started between 2014, 2015, they were averaging about $500 a month. 2016, $12,000 total per year. And then 2017, you could see that it almost doubled. And now in 2018, they're making on average about $3,500 per month. And so what I love about this is that, yes, you hear these big incomes, but there's so many people like Wayne's story, the Trianas down in California, where if you have, if you could think about what would $3,500 do for you, that could, save and help an enormous amount of people and can free up a lot of things for individuals. And so whoever it was that invited you here on the webinar tonight, before we close this out, Jen is going to go through a few more things, but I just want you to, again, just open up your heart and mind of like, what would an extra $1,000 to $3,500 do for you? So with that, Jen, I'm going to hand it back over to you and I'll let you close it down.
Great. Thanks, guys. As I listen to everyone sharing their story, the words in my mind are, why not you? Because I know when I got started, there were doubts in my head. Can I do this? There were fears, what if I give all this effort and I don't have the same success as someone else had, and I was an athlete all my life. And I always heard, every shot you don't take, you will 100% miss, and I knew that I wanted my life to be different in 3 years. I was not willing to continue down the same path. And 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, I wanted it to be different. But if things didn't change and I didn't do things differently, I knew that wasn't going to happen. And so that's when the why not me that you might be thinking right now, you heard from, there was a salon owner, an IT tech, and life insurance, and paint contractor, and gym owner, and restaurant owner, and all these people from all these different backgrounds. And here's the great part about AdvoCare. It's a choice. It's a choice. We're not here to convince anyone. We're here to let people choose and to give you options. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I assume if you have listened throughout this whole video that you're probably fitting into a 3 or a 4 right now from what you see on your screen. But there are 4 options. There is a retail customer. There is a preferred customer. All of our customers enjoy a discount of 20 up to 30%. For just $19.95 a year. They get to enjoy a discount every single time they order. And then we have a distributor and an advisor. And the only difference there is casual versus intentional. Someone who casually wants to share AdvoCare, make some income along the side of their current career, maybe a couple $100s a month. And an advisor is someone who says, I want to be intentional. AdvoCare might start out as my plan A, but eventually, start out as my plan B, but eventually I would like it to be my plan A, and I'm going to treat it accordingly, right? We get out what we put in. And so these are the 4 options that everyone has. Now, you might be listening to this brand new, never tried any AdvoCare products, or you might have already gotten some great results. If you have tried AdvoCare products, you're more than likely a preferred customer. And so the first thing that you want to do, if you're liking what you see here and it's answered a lot of your questions and given you the confidence to take the next step forward into AdvoCare as a business, the very first thing you want to do is become a distributor. There's 2 ways to do this. Either sign up for the very first time, pay your $59 and become a distributor, or if you're currently a preferred customer, you can upgrade to distributor for $40. So it's actually the same, $19.95 plus your $40 is still $59, and you will still get the distributor kit that you see on your screen. So either way, that's really the first step. The second step is you have to be a product of the product. I came from personal training, and I myself have used the product every single day for 12 years. I dropped my body fat from 18% down to 8%, back up to 15%, down to 10%. I've taken the product every single day because it makes a difference in my life. And I've had trainers along the way say, I'm going to share this with my clients, but I'm not going to take it myself. And I'll tell you what, you guys, it never works out. We can't ask someone to do what we're not doing. And so I'm going to give you 3 options: good, better, and best. And what you see on your screen is good. Our metabolic nutrition system is the foundation that everything sits on. It is a high potency multivitamin, multi-mineral, has omega-3 fatty acids. The MNF3 has CoQ10. There's calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, all the good minerals that your body needs, everything we need for a strong immune system, and then different levels based on how much appetite control and thermogenics that you want to possibly help you lose a little bit of body fat as well. And so it's a foundation. Then you're going to choose weight loss, slim down, energize, more focus, more concentration, more energy, or maybe you're getting in the gym all the time and you want to replace your electrolytes. This is a good place to start. A better place to start is a bigger commitment. That first option was a 14-day commitment. And this is a lifestyle, you guys. This is something where whether I'm on vacation, whether my life is busy, whether you're home or not home. A lot of people say, I'm going to start my program when I have 24 days that I'm doing nothing. I was like, good luck. Maybe when you're 90, you can start. And so you have to know that this fits right into your everyday, no matter what's going on. Kids running around at, Nate and I have to catch up to Wayne and Bethany have 6 kids, and Mike and Janelle, third one's on the way. Well, we're getting a puppy. So we have 2 grown children and getting a puppy. So everything works. But we want to commit for longer periods of time because this is a lifestyle. So what you see on your screen here is our very popular 24-day jumpstart. Great place to start. Whether you have 5 pounds to lose or 100 pounds that you'd like to lose, this is a great start. Well, let's talk about the best start. The best start is going to be a complete lifestyle change, and that starts with our 24-day jumpstart. It moves into what we call optimize, which is 28 days, and then lifestyle, which is another 28 days. It is a systematic approach and a regimen for you to follow because everybody needs structure. No matter how much we might think we don't, when we have structure throughout our day, we do so much better. And so this is a complete system. The products are going to be in the same every single day. After you start with a 10-day cleanse and detox, reset your body, and then from there, it's pretty much the same every single day and really gets you into a regimen, just like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. And so I want you to choose, how am I going to be a product of the product? The next thing that you want to do is you want to get to advisor. Okay, what is advisor? Advisor is the starting line. Write that down. It is the starting line to our business. It's where you maximize your ability to get paid in all 5 ways that AdvoCare pays. What you can see on your screen is what preferred customers can get. Every single one of our customers can get up to this 30% discount. Advisor is a 40% discount. It allows you to get paid in all 5 ways that AdvoCare pays. And there's 2 ways you can get there. You can either get there immediately or you can work your way there. Let me say that again. You can either get there immediately, $2,000 in product for a $1,400 investment, or you can work your way to that spot. And I want you to ask the person that invited you onto this video the qualifications to be able to work your way there. But what I will say is there are benefits. If you know, there are benefits to going straight to advisor, because if you know, I'm doing this, I'm going from point A to point B, and I believe in these products, I believe in this company, and I believe in the team that's here to help me and come alongside me. We have a great community of people. We do not expect you to do this by yourself. If you know inside of you, I'm going to do that, well, the first thing that we're going to help you do is we have $1,900 that are bonuses that to me are non-negotiable. that you earn along the way in your business. And the first of those bonuses is a $400 new distributor bonus. And that is, it's earned very quickly. It's earned very quickly. It's earned in the first 6 weeks of your business, but you can earn it sooner than that. If you go immediately to advisor, then your wholesale commissions can be another $400 on top of that $400 bonus. So you're doubling what you earn by immediately going to advisor. Now, if you can't do that and it's financially not possible for you, there is another way, and you can work your way there. You will earn a little bit less, but you'll be on level playing field once you reach advisor, and you can still earn that $400 new distributor bonus. And so really, there's nothing else that I want you to think about right now, except for I need to move forward. I need to be a distributor. I need to get to advisor as fast as I can. And I need to understand what is a good product regimen for me, so that when I'm sharing with others that they should do what I'm doing, that I'm actually doing it, right? And then what I'm going to leave you with as we end this is I want you to have a willingness to be coachable. I want you to have a willingness to be teachable and understand that this wasn't meant to do by yourself. You've seen several people sharing with you tonight, and all of us had doubts and fears, but all of us also still had egos. And sometimes, my husband being a former professional bodybuilder, and, Mike and Janelle being business owners, and Wayne already making a 6-figure income at his current career. Sometimes we think, well, I can figure this out. I've got this on my own. And we want to let you know that you don't have to do that here. Our goal is that you earn income while you're learning. You don't have to go to a 4-year college and get a degree. What you have to do is say, teach me what you've learned. We've already walked down the pathway and gone from point A to point B. Our goal is to teach you what we did so you can do exactly what we did. And so we do that together. But we need to know that we're able to match your efforts. If you're willing to work, so are we. And so get back with the person who shared this with you. Make sure that your questions have been answered. Know the first 3 steps, which is become a distributor, know your own product regimen, and get to advisor as fast as you can, and then work on that new distributor bonus. The last tip I'm going to give you is the new distributor bonus is meant for you to partner with someone in AdvoCare that has been successful and connect them to the people that you want to help. It's not for you to be a closer. It's for you to share a story with someone where they say, wow, I think I might like that for myself. And then connect them to someone that you know can be the best resource to help them with that solution. And then you just sit back and you listen and you learn as you help someone and help yourself also earn that new distributor bonus. That's how we do it. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this has answered a lot of your questions. Please make sure that you get the rest of your questions answered. We want you to make a clear and confident decision, and we look forward to meeting you soon. All right, you guys, have a great night.